Hello, my name is Brendan Sukas, and I will be talking about sexual assault and sexual crimes in America and what is defined as a sexual crime. This presentation was made by Nora Witter and Nicole Crossman, and I will be showing what the presentation is about. So first, what is sexual assault? Sexual assault is a specific law that varies by state. But sexual assault generally refers to any crime in which the offender subjects the victim to several touching that is unwanted and offensive. These crimes can range from sexual groping to assault or battery or even attempted rape, which is a big problem, mostly in places like the Middle East, but over here it is also a problem in the United States. So, what are sexual relations in the United States today? Um, so, it can become a crime in a sexual relation if there is a lack of consent. Uh, they are with a minor that is incapable of legally consenting. So, uh, most children and everything that really don't understand what that is. Um, they're a mentally deficient person or an adult otherwise deemed by the law to be incapable of consenting. So anybody with a mental illness or anybody that really can't comprehend what is happening at the time is not allowed to give consent, and then that could turn into some problems if there's sexual activity with that person. Um, and then if the acts are performed in public, and then if they are performed for profit, which is like prostitution, which is also a big problem in other countries like towards the Middle East, um, and is a problem around here, mostly in big metropolitan areas. So first off, there is first degree sexual assault, and that is whoever has sexual contact or sexual intercourse with a person that causes great bodily harm to the person is guilty of a Class A felony. Whoever has sexual intercourse with a person without consent is guilty of a Class B felony. Whoever has sexual intercourse with a person by use or threat of force or violence is guilty of Class B felony. And then whoever has sexual contact with a person by use or threat of force of violence is guilty of a Class B felony. And these are all just examples of sexual assault without consent. And then there's second degree sexual assault, which is all Class C felony. And that means that a person is guilty of a second degree sexual assault if he or she engages in sexual contact with another person and if the following circumstances exist. So these three circumstances should exist for a secondary sexual assault. Number one is the accused knows or has reason to know that the victim is mentally incapacitated, mentally disabled, or physically helpless. So they must know that they are not able to understand what's happening because of mental illness, or if they're paralyzed or something, that would need to be there. The accused uses force and the element of surprise or coercion. You see this a lot in movies and a bunch of stuff, and that's pretty much luring somebody in to have these events happen to them. And then three, the accused engages in the medical treatment or examination of the victim for the purpose of sexual arousal, gratification, or stimulation. So this would be pretty specific, but I would suppose it would happen in places. And then there is third degree sexual assault. So whoever has sexual intercourse with a person without the consent of that person is guilty of a Class G felony. And whoever has sexual contact with a person without the consent of that person is also guilty of a Class G felony. Then there is fourth degree sexual assault, and that is whoever has sexual contact with a person without the consent of that person is guilty of a Class A misdemeanor. This is a little video. I'm not really sure how this is going to work with the screen recording, but I guess we'll try to figure it out, or if I can't get it to work now. Okay, there we go.
Got out of there amazingly.
Mm-hmm. rape right there. So yeah, that video really just drove in what all sexual assault is, all the examples, what types of things go into it actually being a sexual assault. Next, we have rape shield laws. So most states have enacted rape shield laws that forbid the use of evidence of rape victims' past sexual conduct with the others and evidence of her reputation. Under the protection of rape shield laws, victims appearing as witnesses in a sexual assault case therefore do not have to defend their reputations or past sexual conduct. So, whatever has happened before in the person's sexual life does not matter. What they are looking at is right then, right there, and during the specific case. Statutory rape. Statutory rape is sexual intercourse with a minor under a certain age, which is usually 16 to 18. Consent and generally mistake as to age are not defenses to this crime. You could see this a lot with people that have relationships in high school and one turns 18, one turns 17. That could get messy, but it still would constitute as statutory rape. There is another video that I will play that will differentiate sexual assault and rape. So yeah, that video really showed a lot of facts that happen in statutory rape. It's a lot different in other countries, and how 12 years old is technically an age where somebody can give consent, and I do think that's a problem, and we need to be more careful about asking questions about those kids that have had these types of problems. Next, we have child pornography. The definition of that is movies, pictures, or drawings that depict children in explicit sexual relations. Unlike adult pornography, child pornography is not to be seen, and is a very criminal act. Child porn is treated different. Adult porn is sold openly in many communities throughout the United States, but child pornography is outlawed by the federal government, and it's like that in most states. Then we have prostitution. That's defined as having sex for money or other value. There are three non-marital acts: engaging in sexual relations with another person for a fee or something of value, offering to engage in sexual relations with another person for a fee or something of value, or requesting to pay a fee for something of value to another person for sexual services. And then prostitution has its own statutes, and that includes has or offers to request non-marital sexual intercourse for something of value. Pretty much everything from this slide is in that statute, and then it mostly says that you need to, like, it would be less so if the person was more than 18. This would have to at least be 18. And then, as you can see in the bottom left, those are the statutes that relate to prostitution in the Wisconsin State Statute Book. And then here's some facts for you. In the United States, 1 of every 6 women has experienced either rape or attempted rape at some time in her life. 1 out of every 33 men has experienced either rape or attempted rape at some point in their life as well. Rape or attempted rape frequently involves young victims, with most victims being under the age of 12 when the rape occurs. Most rape victims are often women, and most offenders are men. The reasons given for failure to report rape or attempted rape were fear of retaliation by the offender, too ashamed or embarrassed, thought the matter was a minor incident, or was not a police matter. So those are some interesting facts about rape and how much it actually is a problem in the U.S. And then this final slide is additional crimes that relate to sexual conduct. Things like HIV and AIDS crimes, like giving somebody that when you knew you had it. Rape, sexual gratification, bestiality, lewd, looting, lascivious acts, bigamy, incest, public fornication, and adultery. So, as you can see, in the U.S., there is a lot of problem with these types of events that occur, like sexual assault and sex crimes and rape. So yeah, I hope you learned something today, and have a good day.